Quick Gallop, jhay.com, and its YouTube channel. The Quick Galloper continue its coverage of the 9.5 furlong Winston Griffiths Classic. The Winston Griffiths Classic is an event for 3-year-olds, will be contested on Sunday, September 8th, 2024. The attention is now focused on the last wins by the 9 starters listed on the overnight program, done in draw order.
4.5 furlong the trip, 900 meters straight. They're off and racing. Breaking in the middle, that's Come Home to Me, right on the far side prominent. That is Fast and Furious Links. Also there, that's Simaya, and left out of it, it's Bancroft. As they make their way toward the 3 furlong point, passing the 3, and it is Fast and Furious Link, Come Home to Me. These are the one. Also there, that's Simaya traveling well, and left out of it, it's Bancroft. They're at the 2 furlong point in the Anthony Tyson Trophy, and it is Fast and Furious Links along with Come Home to Me. These are the 2 that will decide it. Left back a bit, that's Simaya, and Bancroft has never been in it. They're coming to the furlong pole, and Come Home to Me now points on Fast and Furious Linked, and Come Home to Me will come home a winner today in the Anthony Tyson Trophy. Come Home to Me coasting in for an effortless win. Come Home to Me by about 6. Fast and Furious Link did well for second. Imai is third, and Bancroft completes the free.
They're off. Coming away quickly was Cleopatra Queen. Riches to Rags right alongside. Train of Thought racing widest of them all. Rockola hugs the rail as they go flashing past the mile. Train of Thought on the outside, Cleopatra Queen in between horses, Rockola the one on the rail now moving second, Cleopatra Queen backing out in third. Riches to Rags is racing in fourth as they go slipping past the 7. A break of 5 to King Pie, Shooting Star right alongside, Brenda Boy's next, and we have Chesney, and at the back of the field it's a Solar Black as they take the backstretch proper and make their way flashing past the 6. Train of Thought leads them by some 3 lengths. Cleopatra Queen on the outside of Rockola, just the neck separates those. A length of the piece back to Riches to Rags as they head toward the 5. King Pie is a further 4 lengths back. A break of 3 to Shooting Star, joined by Brenda Boy. They accompany each other on the run to the half mile, and the gap opens up to Chesney, and a Solar Black remains last. They're approaching now the far turn and the half-mile pole. They're beginning to group up on the lead. Train of Thought just the leader. Riches to Rags still on the premises. Rockola is there. Shooting Star is left out of it as they go flashing past the 7/16th. And it is a Train of Thought. Here is King Pie now kicking in on the outside. Also beginning to make some steady ground. That appears to be Brenda Boy as they come now thundering up past the 5/16th. King Pie racing down against the rail will come into that lane. Harassed all the while by Brenda Boy, who was quickened on the outside. It is King Pie, the rider, having a look over his shoulder. Brenda Boy is the main danger. Riches to Rags has been switched toward the outside, and still King Pie maintains the lead. Brenda Boy maintains pressure, but King Pie continues to hold the advantage by maybe 2 lengths. Flashing past the furlong pole, it is King Pie and Radish Roman. They'll arrive at the final 16th with a 2-length lead. Brenda Boy trying to cut into it, but can't. King Pie will win the Jamaica Equine Veterinary Association Trophy. Brenda Boy second. Riches to Rags finishing ahead of Chesney. Shooting Star is back in 5th.
And we are ready for a start. They're off and racing. Grecian Light marginally misses it, and racing at the back of the field as El Rapido is the one that blasts into the lead. It's El Rapido in front by about 3 lengths. From racing in second, that's Super Alex. Allegiance watches them from third, going down into fourth. That's Grecian Light, recovering after that break. Then comes Riches to Rags, and racing at the back of the field, oh so smart. They passed the 5, and El Rapido is really charting the course, about 6 lengths in front of racing in second on the rail. That is Super Alex. Grecian Light comes next. Then comes Allegiance racing in fourth, just on the outside of Allegiance. That's oh so smart, and racing at the back of the field and tailing off a bit. That is Riches to Rags. They come past the 3, and El Rapido is in front, but not by far. About 2.5, maybe 3 lengths from Super Alex, chasing in second. Grecian Light is in third. Then comes Oh So Smart, backing out of it a bit. That is Allegiance, and still racing at the back, but recovering though. That is Riches to Rags, but El Rapido has blown the turn and gone wide, and it is Super Alex along with Grecian Light. These two are in contention. Grecian Light right against the rail. Super Alex, here comes Allegiance charging on the in the middle of the track, but it is still Grecian Light. Allegiance is really finding late footing. It's Grecian Light hanging on though, and I think Grecian Light could have just lost. Got tight for second though between Super Alex and Allegiance. They're off and racing. Very clean start. Chesney breaks smartly on the inside. J Speed hustled up and rushing on the outside. Right there too, that is Supremacy. Unruly Don cuts the corner and saves ground. Hustled back into fourth rather. That's Chesney. Then comes Lady Lauren. Buttercup overtaking Captain Sparrow and Brenda Boy racing at the back of the field. Make their way out of the clubhouse turn and go toward the backstretch, and it is Supremacy on that lead. They've got 6 furlongs to cover. Supremacy narrowly in front of J Speed, settled in second, watching them from third. That is Unruly Dawn. 5 lengths away before we come to Chesney. Another 5 before we come to Lady Lauren, Buttercup. Then come the trailing pair of Brenda Boy and Captain Sparrow. They head toward the 5, and it is Supremacy on that lead. A length and a tail in front of J Speed, tracking intently in second. 3 lengths away before we come to Unruly Dawn racing in a third. Right there in fourth, that's Chesney. Another 3 before we come to Lady Lauren. Brenda Boy recovering, going down beside Buttercup, and still racing at the back of the field. That Captain Sparrow. They leave the 4 and head toward the 3, and it is Supremacy stretching them out now. About a length and now 2 lengths in front. A wall of horses coming forward. Also Lady Lauren and Brenda Boy. It is still making the running. Supremacy coming at the top of the lane. Supremacy with that lead. Coming on to that's Lady Lauren. It is Supremacy in front. Captain Sparrow looks to be trying to come through on the inside, but here comes on the outside now. That is Captain Sparrow, and Captain Sparrow now hits the front. Supremacy is trying to fight back, leaving the furlong pole. It's Captain Sparrow in the midst of Lover beginning to skip away from Supremacy, trying hard. It's Captain Sparrow and Action Pack Ray and Lewis. He'll have a third on the card. Captain Sparrow winning by about 4. Supremacy, good try in second. Then comes Lady Lauren and Brenda Boy in fourth. They're off and racing. Seaplane steps a bit slow and is left at the back of the field as Rocola and a Solo Black chance the course. So it's Solo Black and Rocola. Then comes D-Bay Machine. Brenda Boy hustling up nicely. Praga is right there too, and the Seaplane just left at the back of the field. They head toward the 6, and it is Rocola settled on that lead. In second, that's a Solo Black. Then comes Praga right on the inside of Praga. That's D-Bay Machine. Then comes a Brenda Boy and a Seaplane about 7 or 8 lengths behind as they go past the 5, and it's a compact field as it is on Rocola in front of racing in second. That's Solo Black going down on the outside ominously. That's Brenda Boy as they pass the 4 right against the rail. That's D-Bay Machine. Then comes Praga, and hopelessly out of it at the moment, that's Seaplane. They head toward the 3, and Rocola tackled on the outside by Brenda Boy, passing the 3, and it's Rocola and Brenda Boy. Brenda Boy points from Rocola. Praga tracks them intently in a third. Then comes a Solo Black. Behind Solo Black, that's D-Bay Machine. And you can forget about Seaplane. They're at the top of the lane. Brenda Boy and Rocola, these are the 2 that's fighting for it. Brenda Boy just the leader, but Rocola is still there fighting. Brenda Boy and Rocola. Rocola begins to come forward once again. Brenda Boy fighting hard. They're coming to the furlong pole. Brenda Boy, Rocola, Rocola and Brenda Boy. It's an exciting finish in this one, but Brenda Boy begins to point. Rocola has done nothing wrong, will be second best. Brenda Boy beats Rocola. Then comes Solo Black, D-Bay Machine, Spraga, and Seaplane.
Starter now ready. They're off for the Isle of February. Kaylin Melody misses it. as they charge down the back stretch now toward the 6. Amma goes on for that lead, tackled early by Affair, just ahead separates them as they flash past the 6. Himaya the Grey is some 2.5 lengths back and coasting along in 3rd. Oil Machine a further 2 lengths back racing in 4th. Kaylin Melody now on the move on the rail making mild progress. Brenda Boy races a further length and a half back as they leave the 5. Never right on the tail end of that one, and a Buzz Marie not buzzing at the moment at the back of the field. They're about to arrive at the half mile and go spinning into that turn, and Amma has that lead up front. Affair continues the chase. Himaya racing in 3rd and now making mild progress at the 7/16. Kaylin Melody races up just in front of a pushed along Oil Machine. Brenda Boys asks for an effort to make up a 8 or 9 length deficit, a gap of 6 or more to Never and Forget Buzz Marie needing help as they have left the 5/16 and will come thundering into the top of the lane. It is Amma out in front and in charge at the moment. Fear now let loose and asked to close up. Kaylin Melody shaken hard down against the rail, but Amma continues to deny them. Inside now the final furlong and a half, and up front it is Amma put to the right-hand stick, and Amma begins to power right away. Kaylin Melody continues the chase. Affair running on the spot, but it's Amma in complete control of the I Love February trophy. Amma and Radish Roman, they all love February. They win by maybe double digits over Kaylin Melody. 3rd goes to Brenda Boy ahead of Affair. Back in 5th, that's Oil Machine. They're off. Chief Dissident, Sprague. Those are the slowest to get away with Provident, also indestructible toward the back. As they slip past the 6, Affair has got into an early lead and opens up some 2 lengths. A chase by Mac and Rome racing in the green. In between runners, as they go down the back stretch, Provident is a prominent. Right on the rail, that's Indestructible. Supremacy now asked to make some ground as they're running away toward the final half of a mile. Affair out in front. Mac and Rome chasing with Indestructible. Rockola now begins a big move on the outside. Provident is 5.5 lengths off that lead. The General and Supremacy race up together. Sprague is further back ahead of only one. That's Chief Dissident as they go dashing past the 3 and make their way toward the 5/16. It's a 2-horse race at the moment. Affair on the rail. Right alongside that's Mac and Rome and Robert Halladine applying pressure as they come into the lane, and Mac and Rome now points. Affair will try the fight back down against the rail. Indestructible now wound up against the fence. In between runners, that's a Provident tasked to make ground. Rockola has faded back, but they drive toward the furlong pole, and Mac and Rome in the green silk holds the lead. Here is Provident now, sprouting wings on the outside and asked to close the gap. Affair running down against the rail, but it's Mac and Rome and a Provident, these two going at it. Jose Osorio and Provident now pick up the lead close home and go on to beat Mac and Rome by maybe 2 lengths. Rockola has finished in 3rd. Indestructible 4th. Looks to be Affair finishing in 5th over the General.
They're off and racing, a very good line. Don't Tell Lulu gets a good break, closest toward the rail. Right there too, that's Buttercup. In the mix, that's Brenda Boy. So it's Buttercup now that's still the lead, passing the 7, just in front of Rosetta as they head toward the 6 furlong point. Buttercup in front, about a half a length from Rosetta. In close attendance, that's Don't Tell Lulu as they pass the 6. Then comes Brenda Boy, another half a length to Titan Tempo, and Kaylin Melody is 2 lengths away at the back of the field. They head toward the 5, and it is Rosetta now that assumes the lead. Buttercup is right there too, so Buttercup and Rosetta narrowly going to the 4 with that lead. They're about 2 lengths in front of Brenda Boy, sent down in chase. Then comes Titan Tempo back in 4th. They pass the 4. Then comes Don't Tell Lulu backing out, and Kaylin Melody is still at the back of the field. They've got just over 3 furlongs to travel, and it is Rosetta on that lead, going on by a length and a half now, maybe 2, in front of Buttercup, hustled up and out some more. Brenda Boy is coming on the outside, also coming to, that is Titan Tempo, but it is Rosetta still in front. It's Rosetta coming to the furlong and a half pole with that lead, but they're coming, and look, virtually in a line. Brenda Boy is right there too. Buttercup coming back, also coming on the rail. That is Titan Tempo, but it is still Rosetta. Titan Tempo now begins to find footing, and Titan Tempo and Rosetta. Titan Tempo, Rosetta still hanging on from Titan Tempo. A half a furlong to travel. Rosetta and Titan Tempo. Rosetta repelling Titan Tempo. Brenda Boy coming with one final lunge, and that's close, but it looks to be Rosetta over Brenda Boy. Then comes Titan Tempo and Kaylin Melody back in 4th.
Thank you for watching another video produced by the team from quickgallopjaya.com and its YouTube channel, The Quick Galloper. Please stay on the channel for other enlightening videos on those involved in local horse racing. Please like, subscribe, and press the notification bell.